Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Anastasia and this is the channel where I talk about cross stitch. I'm so excited. I don't know why. Like every time when I make a video, I just get so pumped up, so excited. And my husband was watching my previous one and he said, "Oh, you are overdoing it. Like you are too much." I'm like, I don't know, but every time I can't stop smiling. I can't stop just doing all the things. So this is Flosstube number 6. Today is the 16th of May. I know I said in my previous video that I will film on the 14th, but life happened and I couldn't do it on the 14th, on Thursday, because I got back to work. Yay! I didn't have any work since the end of January, so at least for like 4 months I was workless, at least jobless. Yeah, I didn't lose my job, just our kindergarten where I work as a teacher, it was closed, so nothing to do, no money to receive, right? And last week I was contacted and they asked me if I want to do a part-time. It's like a full day of work, just like in kindergarten, but it's in a training center on the other side of the city from me. And lots of travel time, lots of travel time, but it's just temporary because my kindergarten, which is right next to my home, is closed still, so nothing else to do. I totally agreed. And Thursday was my third day of work, so I couldn't, of course, film because I leave home at about 6:30 o'clock in the morning and I come back only 7:30 in the evening. Yeah, it takes me a long way to get there, almost 2.5 hours of riding subway and then in a car and on a e-bike. So yeah, I started driving. That's one of the great news, that I started driving an e-bike, and it was such a coincidence that just like 2 weeks ago I asked my husband to teach me how to drive an e-bike, because I have no idea how to drive anything, like be it cars, bikes, anything. Like I can drive a bicycle, ride a bicycle, but I cannot drive. So I asked him to teach me how to drive an e-bike, electronic bike. And like we only had maybe 5 sessions of driving, and then on Tuesday it was my first day of work and I had to go all the way to the subway, and it takes me like 50 minutes by bus. So I was like, why don't I just steal your e-bike and drive it all the way there? Of course, for the first time he was sitting like on my back and guiding me and helping me, but since then it was 3 days I was driving by myself. I love it so much. It's just such a wonderful new feeling for me, and I don't know, it's wonderful. Second big news is that yesterday was my birthday. Yeah, I am 28 years old now, officially, yay! So, and as a present, my husband gave me an iPad. So now I'm filming on an iPad, and it's a little bit confusing for me because right now I have to watch a camera. But if I want to check how I look or what I'm doing, I have to watch there. I'm like, it's too big and it's far away. Like when I was filming on my phone, it was actually like pretty small and the camera was next to my face. And now it's far away. So I don't know how well it will be and how much looking on the side you will get, but yeah. So that's a big one, and of course I've got some flowers. I love them. They are like mixed colors and they're so pretty. They're pinks with oranges and a little bit of yellow. Oh, so cute. I'm not a big roses fan. Like usually I love something different, like I like field flowers a lot, but these are just so cute. I can't stop looking at them, and I thought it would be nice to show something nice to you too. So let's go back to stitching. This was all my life update. Let's go back to stitching. So it's been 2 weeks of mania, guys. 2 weeks. Yeah, these were awesome weeks. Like, this week wasn't much of a stitching to me, but I still tried to keep as much as I can with my original mania plan, or like StitchMaynia plan. Yeah, but I don't know. It was just so exciting and so wonderful to follow this plan, to see everyone's progress. I instantly sign up for the hashtag StitchMaynia, StitchMaynia 2020, so I see everyone's new starts, everyone's progresses. Lots of StitchMaynia people who are doing them. Like, wonderful, just wonderful. And I've been so inspired. I already like found 3, 4, 5 projects that I want to do too, and actually I will start one of them, but I will talk about it later. So how I'm going to present my mania to you is that I'll move it a little bit further because I don't want to knock it off. So how I want to present it to you is that I will start with just my progresses on some of my whips, which I'm doing every week, since I take part in some of the sales that require every week progress. Yeah, words a little bit difficult today. I don't know, I'm so overwhelmed. So many good things happen. So then I will show you my BAP or big ass project, which I was working on every day. I've been working on it for 15 days straight. Like, I'm not doing just 5 days a week whip, I'm doing all 7 days a week whip. So 15 days I've been stitching on it, and I will try to continue for 16 more days. Yeah. So, and then I will show you some of my new starts, which I have 2, and they are already finishes because they were so small that I was able to stitch them in just 1 or 2 days. So let's see, let's start. So first of all, my first whip is Fruzelog. It's Autumn Wreath from Fruzelog. It's a company. So it has some sunflowers and cranberries and just wonderful. I'm stitching it on a piece of wood, which is very, this way, sorry, which is very awesome. I actually love it. Like, every day I stitch a little bit of my BAP, and then in the evenings I try to fill in some couple of threads here. So it really got a lot of progress this time. In 2 weeks it got like 2,000 stitches. It doesn't get stitchers. Stitches. So 2,000 stitches on this. So what I did is that I fill in some yellows all the way. I filled in the oranges here and here, and in the here and here, and I was filling in just little pieces and shadings. I finished the last leg of the beetle. So yeah, it's still a lot to go. Like, I still have sunflowers to finish, I still have some leaves, but I'm eliminating colors right now, and I think I have only like 8 or 9 colors left. So, and these are like small colors left, like not more than 100 stitches in each or something like that. So I think maybe by the end of May I can be able to finish it, but I'm not gonna guess. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna finish it and then I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, so just let's see how it goes on. Maybe it will be the first finish of the June. I don't know, but it's going so steady and I'm absolutely loving it. Like, I'm stitching it in the evenings and the colors are so bright, so funky. I just love it. Like, it just gives me the mood, just all the, I don't know, it's autumn wreath, but it gives me the spring feeling, the feeling of the spring, of the first greenery, of the flowers. Oh my god, it's just amazing. And it really rises my mood every time I stitch it. Like, I get so happy, I can't stop it. So sometimes I'm like, stitching a little bit on a bab, and then I want to stitch it, I want to stitch it, and then I need to pay attention to another project. I'm like, oh, I don't want to put it down. So this I stitched like maybe 2 or 3 days, just little by little, maybe 100 stitches a day. Last week I did a lot on it, like most of the progress I did in 2000 stitches I stitched last week. This week was not much in stitching, so yeah, 2 or 3 days with just 200 stitches on it. But I think like next week I won't be able to fit much progress in it, but I want to concentrate on it too. I just love it, love it, love it, love it, yay! So next whip that I'm doing right now is Summer by Miroshka. So I started it on a whim in April, and I don't think I put much work in it except for one day, like in the beginning of May. Just one day of work. I did 1,000 stitches and that was it. Like I'm so overwhelmed by my wreath that I don't really want to change projects. And this project is also very colorful, very bright, very summer, spring-like, but I just don't want to change up. So this project didn't get a lot of love, but it got some, so that's good. So what I did was I filled in a little bit red, like I think I had up to here, so I filled in the reds. I did a couple of stems, like flower stems, and the poppy box, I don't know how do you call it, and the tail of a bird. So that was 1,000 stitches, not much, not a big picture. And here there should be brown half stitches, like I will show you. There should be brown half stitches, and oh, here, yeah. I don't want to do them because my fabric is so light, so bright, and these brown half stitches, you will be able to see through them. You will be able to see that they're just half stitches. Like on this brown fabric, you can't see. They gives us some shading. Here is good. You can see it in the upper corner. But I just want to miss them. Like I just don't want to make them. So I will stitch the whole thing, and then I will see how well it will look like without them. If I will feel that I really needed at least somewhere to fill in the gaps, I will do it. But otherwise, I'm just doing the poppies, the birds, and no background, no brown background. Okay, and my last whip, which I was doing these 2 weeks, is Fox in a Dress. Ooh, this camera gets a lot of my fabric well. Like look, ooh, it's brownish and dark black and a little bit of pink, which it was originally, I originally dyed this white piece into pink and I didn't like how it looked like, so I re-dyed it, so it has some pink splotches. But I really love how it looks like right now. On this camera, it's awesome. So these 2 weeks I've been working on her dress. I think I finished the vine here, like from her head to down to the bottom, and I've been working on her dress. And I want to ask a question to everyone, like whoever watches this video, is that filling in white first, is that a thing, like a necessary thing? Because I've been hearing stitchers mentioning on their YouTube videos that like I have to fill in white first and then I will stitch everything the rest. I think Michelle Bendy Stitchy mentioned it, and Stephanie from Pam and Steph, I think they mentioned something that you have to stitch white first and then fill in the gaps. So I don't know if it's a thing and why, like, does white get dirtied by other stitches, or the tension, or what's the thing about stitching white first? Like, I've been stitching the brown first, like I've been filling in the brown first all the way down there, and then I was filling in the whites. But after I filled in all the whites, I was thinking that maybe I should just continue and fill in here and then just do very easily the rest of the brown. So I kind of did both ways. I fill in brown and the whites, then the whites and the brown will go next. So I have just a little bit left in brown and then one more layer of her dress, and I think what is left is just a little village with trees and light. So I don't know how much I'm gonna fit in this project in my rotation, but I think this could be the May finish, definitely, because it's just a quick stitch. It doesn't take lots of my time, and I actually took it as a travel project because you don't need to think much. Like, it's very easily counted and you don't need to think much when you travel. So far I wasn't able to stitch on subway because while I'm traveling on subway 2 hours, it's still a rush hour, so mostly I've been standing cramped by people, but I took it with me, so I was able to stitch a little during my breaks. I have around 2 hours or break in the middle of the day when the kids are sleeping. So yeah, it got some love and I'm excited. I'm so excited to see how it will turn out. Yeah, so my third whip. So these were the whips, and now I will show you my BAP, my magpies and persimmons. So for anyone who remember how it was, or who don't remember, or who never saw how it was 2 weeks ago, I will insert a picture here. So as you see, I only had like third of the project done, and it was exactly on a crease of the pages. So what I initially thought is that I will start with the second third, and maybe in May I will be able to finish just one page. So what I'm gonna show you. So much done. Oh my, so much done, right? It looks absolutely gorgeous. So what I did is I filled in the magpies, just a little bit of the leaves here, they were cut off. So let me fold it a little bit. It's huge, it's getting big. So that's why I'm calling it big project, because for me this is a big project. Usually I stitch something way smaller and way less elaborate, so this is a big thing for me. So I filled in the whole magpie, her legs, this part of the magpie. The tail was done already, so just up to here. The little branch, the big trunk, big piece of trunk. And now I'm starting on persimmons. So there should be like 2 more persimmons here, and I think the little branch left, and that would be the end of the page. Like, what? Like 2 weeks and I almost finished 1 page. I think I can do it by the end of next week. So 1 page in just 3 weeks, that is just amazing. And I so much love these colors, these oranges and yellows. There are greens here, and this gray shade is actually blue. So lots of color changes. Like, you can never tell, but there are like 5 colors here, 5 different colors, and some of them are blends. Same goes for the magpies. Like here, it's at least like 6 or 5 colors again with lots of blends and shades. And oh my, there are 3 colors in the black. There is black, there is dark gray, and like purplish gray or purplish black, something like that. So yeah, so much shading, so many colors, but I absolutely love it. Like, and so much work done. Like, let's just look at this. This is how it looks like, and this is the page finish. So I skipped on the next page and I finished the head of this magpie from another page. I just didn't want to leave it headless. And for the rest of the page, it's just maybe this much. So it's this persimmon, half of this one, and maybe like the start of this one. So it's not much done, just a branch and persimmons. Yay! I'm so excited, just so very much excited. And when I first started it, I was like, maybe just 1 page. Maybe I can make as much progress as I go, okay? Just as much progress as I can. Because I wasn't very hopeful. I get burned out on a project very easily. Like you see, I have to get many whips going on because I just can't stitch the same thing over and over and over again. Like many days. I used to take part in a cell, which is like one week for 1 whip, and I got burned down very harshly on the 6th or 7th day. So I can keep up with one project for maybe 5 days at most. Then I will be like, oh, I don't want to stitch it anymore, unless I will finish it faster. But if it's a big one, I will be whining and yelling and crying, but I don't want to stitch it anymore. So, and what I thought I would do is that I will stitch just 4 threads a day. Sometimes I do more, but mostly I try to keep like 2 to 4 threads a day. Something like that, right? So, and this is how much it can be done in just 15 days. It just blows my mind. How long it's been? It's been 2 years since I started it. And now I'm doing so much progress. So my plan is, if I will finish this page before the end of May, then maybe I will go up and try to finish this magpie too. I don't know if I will be willing to continue to stitch it in June like I do right now, because I think there will be still a challenge. Stitch in June every day, something big. But I don't know if I will be willing to continue. I don't know how work will influence my stitching, because for the last 4 days I've been really struggling. I've been coming home very tired. Like, my work isn't very physical activity requiring, but it's a lot of emotional stuff. A lot of emotions are required when we work with children, especially small children. And right now I work with 5 kids under 2 years old. So I have to be happy all the time. I have to be positive. I have to play games with them. I have to talk to them non-stop, because as an English teacher, my primary objection is that objective is that I talk, they listen, they try to respond, they try to repeat, but mostly they just listen and understand and respond. These kids, they are Chinese, so I think their parents are trying to raise them as bilingual. So they even have their English nannies, but as a teacher I can give them much more than just a nanny who is taking care of them. And their nanny is not English speaking, she's just Chinese nanny who can speak some English. So they can master some words, they can pick up some expressions, but they will never get the feeling of the speech, because the nannies have very heavy accents. So that's why I was asked to go and to spend time with these kids, to work with these kids. But working with the kids, I get so emotionally drained. Like, it's perfect work for me because I love chatting, I can talk non-stop. I'm very I'm a very happy person, as I consider myself. I consider myself very happy because I'm very smiley, I'm always exciting for stuff, and I love kids. I love working with them, but at the same time, when I get back home, I'm so drained. And of course, part of this is the tiredness from the long way home, but at the same time, emotional drain. When I come back home and my husband wants to talk to me, he's like, "How was your day?" I'm like, "Can I keep quiet, be quiet for just maybe 20 minutes and then I will talk to you, please?" Because I just need some silent time, some time for myself, for my thoughts. And I've been stitching in the evenings, but this is done 2/1 and it's so tiny, and in the evenings I struggle to work on it a lot because after just 2 or 3 threads, full length threads, my eyes hurt, my eyes are tired. This still needs a lot of morning lightning. So today is Saturday. I will try to put some progress on as much as I can, and I will try to work tomorrow on Sunday too in the morning. But I can't promise much. Still, even if I work a lot on Sunday, I still have to work on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and I just don't know how long I will be keeping on this. But I'm trying my best. This is a challenge, and I'm keeping with it. So next goes on are my new starts. So the first start I made, the 1st May was Friday, and I started working on my magpies. But the 2nd May was Saturday. I wasn't able to start anything on Saturday because on the 2nd of May we went to the Great Chinese Wall hiking. We found a group who organizes some hiking trips for foreigners mostly, and they took us for the whole day. I think the Great Chinese Wall is about 2 hours away from Beijing. So on a bus, it took us exactly 2 hours in the morning and a little more in the evening because of the traffic. But it was very pleasant and nice. They just took us there. They told us the time we have to meet back. They got us the tickets, so they stayed in the line themselves and they got us the tickets. And all we need to do was just to enter and go anywhere we wanted. So we've been on a Great Chinese Wall previously. I think I was there like 2 times already, but it was a different area. Sorry, I'm trying not to sneeze. Just a little water. The Great Chinese Wall is very long and it has different areas. I don't know how many, but I guess many. Different areas where you can hike, and they are all tourist friendly. Like they're all safe. They have special walking paths. They have all the safety tips. They have the little restaurants all the way, or little benches where you can sit, and some shops where you can buy water, ice cream, some food. They have resting areas, they have sightseeing spots, they have maps, which is very helpful, like on the way, where you like on the crossroads, you don't know which way to take, like where to go. There is a little map where you can see, like if you take this road you will get to the garden, if you take this way you can get to the rope walk, or this way you will get to the bridge, something like that, so you can decide which way to go. So And this time we were going to the part of the wall that drowned under the water in the lake. It was very cool. It was very cool. I will try to insert my pictures while I'm talking about it, so you can see. We went with my husband and my friends, and we didn't hike on the wall, up the wall. I think we just stepped maybe 10 steps, took some pictures and left. But we hiked all the way around the lake, and it was so long. Yeah, I think we spent the whole day there, like most of the day just walking non-stop, because we wanted to put some effort in it. We just didn't want to get there, walk about an hour, get tired, and then just spend the whole day just sitting there. No, we wanted to get tired as much as we can. So that was very cool experience. So we got some very cute pictures. I posted some of them on my Instagram, and I think I recently gained access to my Facebook as well. I lost my password about January. So yeah, so I will put some pictures. And that's why when we came back home, it was already around 8 or 9 in the evening. Actually, they got us to the city by 6:37, but we stayed with our friends and had dinner together, and then we were able to use subway to get back home, so no extra expenses. But it was so cool. So I didn't stitch on Saturday except for the magpies, but on Sunday I started this little cutie. Yay! It's an old deer by Makaronka Stitch. She is a designer, and Russian designer, and she has a series of these animals. I think it was a sale last year, but I was able to buy just patterns. I didn't join the sale. So cute. So this old deer, she also has old bear, old cat, and old fox. So I actually love how the shading goes on the wings, and there are different types of yellow and browns on his belly, but I did this 1/2. I don't know why. I just was suddenly inspired to do it this way, because when I was starting it, I was watching Flosstube. Of course, I was watching Flosstube. I'm watching a lot of Flosstube lately. So I was watching Flosstube, and somebody just mentioned that he's stitching something 1/2, and I'm like, why don't I stitch mine too? So I started it. I stitched the awl, and I changed the frame a little bit, because here it should have a little heart in a speech bubble, like the owl is telling us she loves us. I don't know. It's a she. Yeah, it's a she, definitely. And the bubble itself is done in some teals and blues, which are not my colors. Yeah, my sofa is that color, but I didn't want to stitch in that color. So I swapped up into, I think, this color. It's a variegated thread by Gamma, a Russian company, and it goes from dark purples to light pinks. So I got some dark purples here and the light pinks here. I don't know how well you can see light pinks, but actually in real life that is so cute. So every time I will have my thread start with dark, I will stitch some of these, then go all the way or cut it and stitch the lights, then again pull in another thread, start with the dark and then go into the light one. So otherwise I think the variegation is too frequent. So if I would just start and stitch it all the way like it is, it will be like dark light, dark light, dark light, dark light, dark light, something like that. So I kind of rearranged it a little bit so it will fill in the circle more naturally, I think. So I love how it turned out. I will be doing all the animals from the series, and I think I will be doing them on this same fabric. It's a 30 count, even width. It's light lemon, so something very light, something very yellow and light. I think they will look wonderful on it, and every animal will be the same size like this, and and they will have different variegated circles behind them. The same pattern, but different variegation, different colors. Maybe the fox will have something greens, and the old bear, which is a little purplish, he will have something blue. I don't know, but I will see how it goes, and eventually I want to finish them in a Christmas tree ornaments, so they will be circle in the end. And I have so much fabric here, so I can fit not only 4 of them, I can fit a lot of stuff on them. Yeah, I accidentally chose just this big piece of fabric, and I decided not to cut it out, just leave it like this and stitch them. I don't know, I will see how well it goes in a hoop, and the next one will have the same distance from it, like a hoop distance, so they will not clash, but they will have enough space for me to apropos them. So this was the first stitch and the first finish. So I started it on Sunday, but I actually stitched it also on Monday, and I finished it on Monday because I thought if I'm doing this StitchMaynia, I should have originally 2 days for my smalls, and Saturday I didn't stitch anything except for the magpies, and it was such a small progress. I mean, I only stitched maybe 1 hour or hour and a half in the evening, so I thought maybe I can shift it a little bit, shift the schedule to Sunday, Monday. Why not, right? I'm stitching how I want it, so why not? So, and my second start and also finish. Originally I just stitched this one, so I'll show this first. So this is a cup of spirea. I have no idea what is spirea. It's kind of some flower, but it's some kind of flower, but I never googled it. I'm so sorry. Maybe someone can tell me what is this and where it grows. I have no idea actually. So it's very small. Again, it just fits in a small size hoop. It was a 1-day stitch. I started it on late night Saturday, stitched it about an hour, and I started it with the cup because I measured so they will be on the same line, on the same surface, and I put the middle, and I started with the cup, and I went up, and somewhere I miscounted, somewhere in the cup I miscounted, because these colors are the same colors they have in the flowers, so I started stitching here and jumping here, stitching here, jumping here, and when I came to the yellows and whites in the cup, I realized that my stitches were 2 rows short. And it's already such a small stitch. I didn't want to cut off like 2 rows of it. It would be like super tiny then. So I had to frog almost 100 stitches, 100 maybe 20 stitches of the flowers. And then I was like so tired and grumpy because I hate frogging. This is the things I don't like doing, is frogging. If I have a mistake, I will originally work it around it, do something with it, but I hate frogging. And here I just had to frog. So yeah, and the next day, so I think I finished just like this little part here, and the next day I stitched the cup, the flowers, the accents around it, the table, it's all in backstage. Actually, when I finished it and I opened it, I noticed, I don't think you can see it on a camera, but I noticed that the stitches that I stitched right now look way better than the stitches I stitched 2 years ago. And the fabric is the same, the floss is definitely the same. I'm so sorry about it. I'm very loud. I'm sorry. Maybe the roses, maybe the sneeze, I don't know. So the fabric is the same, the floss is the same, the hoop is the same because I think I used the same Nergy hoop, but something was different. Like the stitches itself, they look so much tidier, so better than on this cup of peonies. And I don't know, the backstage also looks way better. Like this backstage is still a bit too thick, too obvious, and this backstage is so tiny and so delicate. I don't know. And I did a lot of French knots here, French knots on the cup, pink and French knots and yellow French knots around, big red French knots inside, and some red French knots in the down there. So they kind of have the same feel to them, but at the same time they are a little bit different for me. So what I was about to do with them is that I will stitch a cross stitch so I don't kill people in the middle, and make it in a little like long pillow. So we'll see how it goes. For now it's postponed whip. I don't know, it will be in my whip pile, but I don't know when I will come back to it and rechart and stitch the words, because I don't know which alphabet I will use. I have several ideas. I can use the same alphabet as I used on the pillow. It's very nice. I can use the alphabet which just requires the back stitch. It's a 30 count, so I think it will be visible because the tablecloth is visible. So the back stitch also will be visible, especially if it's in some yellows or oranges. I think I want to use some yellows, oranges and reds just to go well with the cups. But at the same time, maybe I want something more substantial than just backstitch. Maybe some X's also. I don't know, I will see. So these were all my whips, all my finishes, and I'm also very excited because today is Saturday. It means I can start something else, and of course my start today will be a white bunny, which I described last time. I even dyed some fabric for it. I didn't actually know I dyed it for the bunny, but I think it would look great. So today I'm starting the bunny, and I don't know what I will be starting. I didn't know what I will be starting next week and the week after it, but I was watching Top Knot Stitcher and she showed her Be Well finish from Wild Violet cross stitch, and I fall in love with it. It's a moon, oh, I will show it here, and crystal and these flowers, and she stitched it on some dark purple fabric, and just the whole image of it was so good that I was like, oh, I need it. I need this freebie. So I think I will be dyeing some fabric for it maybe tomorrow, so I will be ready for the next weekend. I don't know how much time I will get during the week, and I think that I will be working on Saturday, so I don't know how it will go, but I will definitely try to at least put some substantial progress on it, some substantial amount of stitches. So I also have some Stitchy Kindness. I was trying so hard to get some haul, but it was one of the letdowns, I guess, of this period. Um, okay, some Stitchy Kindness first. First of all, I took part in a sale. I think it was way before, maybe February or January. Um, I think it was February uh, that I took part in a sale with my hummingbirds, cranberry hummingbirds. And one of the sponsors of the sale, they gifted me a pattern. So this is the pattern that I got, and it's so cute. I mean, this bear and the blueberry, oh my god, it's just some, for me it's a wild mixture of something Russian and something American, because blueberries are forever for me American thing from Maine. Like, I've lived in Maine for a while, and I don't know, blueberries were everywhere. I've been working in a gift shop, in a restaurant, I've been traveling a little bit, and lobsters, puffins, moose, and blueberries. That's are four things that just surrounded me during my stay in Maine. So blueberries are Maine, brown bear is for Russia, and it's like just me. I just love it because it gets some experience from my life, and I don't know, I just love it. So I will be stitching it. I don't know if I'm not starting it in May because originally I didn't plan it, and maybe I will not be promising anything, okay? I will not be promising anything. I don't know when I will start it because I'm still taking part in Stitch from Stash. So I have to stitch everything that I already have. I'm still stitching some freebies though, and I don't know. I just want it, but I can't, and then slapping my hands not to start it like that. So another thing that I got was for my birthday, and one of my friends, we've been kind of close. We've been chatting a lot a couple of years ago, and she even visited Beijing, and we met for a day, I think, only for a day. But we still keep in touch and celebrate birthdays and congratulate each other on birthdays, and sometimes we just send each other messages. So, and I totally didn't expect anything from her or from anyone, because I don't have an official wish list. I have some saved pictures that I like, or some saved patterns in my photo album in Vkontakte, but I would never think that I just save them and I really want to stitch them or something. Like, I just save whatever I like, and after some time, if I fall out of love, I just delete them. But this picture, I think, stayed there for ages, maybe 3 years. So it's a pattern by Mia, and it's a 7 Raven Kings. It's just so cool. And I think it's still heavily stitched and of course heavily backstitched, but I just love the face of a girl and the details and ravens. It blows my mind how many colors are there, how many blends are there, but I would definitely stitch it. And she just sent me the she actually paid the designer, and the designer himself sent me the chart. I was like, wow! I was overwhelmed, definitely. So this was my Stitchy Kindness, and such a wonderful birthday, really. Also for my birthday, my mom made a video. She included like a slideshow of some photos with really kind words and an amazing music, and she made it like a video. Actually, my little sister was the one behind the technical part of making this video, but my mom was the one who wrote the words, who chose the pictures, and I got it yesterday during the day when I had my free time. I I don't use my phone during my time with kids, but when I had free time and they were sleeping, I just checked my mails and I saw a message from my mom and this video, and I just started crying because I can't show it here because it's all in Russian, and but I think I will post it on Instagram eventually, because it's just so many memories for me. And for me, I use my Instagram, Contacti, Facebook as a as a way to leave my memories, leave the moments that are precious to me. I don't have any theme on my Instagram or Facebook or something. Of course, my Instagram is fully stitchy, stitchy Instagram, but I just post sometimes as a random post about how I feel or what I'm doing right now, and this will definitely be one of the next posts, because this is so precious to me. Those pictures of my childhood. I saw my mom so young. When I was little, I saw these pictures, but I never would feel it this way, because on these pictures my mom was the same age as me or even younger. She already had me and she had me when she was 22, so yeah, by this time I would be 6 years old. But yeah, it was amazing to see their very young faces, my dad's young face, my mom, my little sister when she was just a year or so, my late dog. He died when I was 16, but now it's on the pictures. Oh, it just was so emotional, and I think I was sitting in the living room and I saw it and I listened to it, and I just started crying a little bit, and all the while I was smiling. Oh my god. Too emotional. Okay. So it was really good. So this is one of the best presents. And then I came home and I got all of this wonderful congratulations from all the people on Instagram. From someone messaged me directly, someone just commented on the post. Yes, I did it intentionally. I posted that I have a birthday, not to brag about it, but because I know that lots of my friends, they don't message me directly, they don't PM me, because they are shy sometimes that we haven't texted each other for years. They sometimes forget. I myself always forget to just write a random message, but if I see a post or something like this, I will always comment on it. So that was kind of way to reach out to people who aren't into sending me direct messages. And some of the people who posted or who commented on my posts, I did the same for the Chinese WeChat, I did the same for Russian Kontakte, really were the people whom I lost contact with or who wouldn't originally message me, but it was so sweet. And later on we continued chatting in messages, and that was amazing. So thank you everyone who messaged me. It was amazing. And my husband, when I came back home, he got flowers, he had iPad, and he baked me a cake. Oh my god, it was amazing. He baked a whole cake. That was cool. I will try to insert a picture here, because It's it's kind of lemon cake, lemon, very distinct lemon taste, and it's so sweet and so good. But at the same time, it's not overly fattening, because you know how sometimes this cakes with the frosting and um, some creams get, right? When you eat it and you're already full after just a bite or two. This one I could eat in tons, I think tons, right? In kilos, just because it's so good. And I was talking about that I didn't get any haul this past 2 weeks. I just wanted to verify that what I wanted to buy myself for a birthday was a couple of patterns. I wanted to buy baby boars by Gera. I found her Instagram and I saw it there. And they're adorable, just adorable. And I messaged her maybe the beginning of May. I got on her website. She has a website to buy the patterns. I got on her website. I wanted to pay through PayPal. And somehow when I get to, they say that you can buy this pattern with PayPal. Just fill in the form and sign in and so on. So I signed it, I filled in the form, and when it went to the payment, there is only one option, through credit card. I have Chinese credit card, Union Pay, no Visa, so no option for that. So later on, I found a friend who has a Visa card. So I was like, can I just buy it? It's like $8, not much. I'm like, can I buy it through you? I will give you back $8 on your WeChat. And they were like, sure, why not? They went to the website and they couldn't buy it as well. I don't know what, because his Visa card is Russian. I don't know what happened, why, but it was declined like several times. So I contacted the designer straight and I asked her if I can send money straight to her, like maybe she has a personal PayPal or something like that, or maybe she can give me a link to the shop's PayPal, I don't know. But she just sent me a message that just use my shop, there is a PayPal option. And it's like, I tried to explain to her that when I come to buying the pattern there is no PayPal option. Still no answer. And another one which I wanted to buy was the Angelic Vision from Teresa Kogut. I love Teresa. Her patterns are so magic. I stitched the Halloween March before, and when I saw this on some creamy white, it was so soft, so really angelic. So I wanted to stitch it so much to frame it and put it on the wall. I know my husband says we have too many frames and too much stuff on the walls, so we shouldn't do much more because eventually we will be moving out from here. It's maybe in a year, maybe in 2, but eventually we will be moving out and it will be more difficult to transport any framed pieces than any pieces that I just roll. So, but I wanted to stitch it and put it on my desk right now. So I know her Etsy, but it only gives out PDF paper copies, and I don't want to wait for a paper copy to be sent to China, and especially I'm not sure if it will be able to come over because the place where I'm staying right now, it doesn't have a mailbox. So originally when I was working, all the mail I would receive, I would give my work address and I would receive it there. But right now, no work, no mailbox, so I don't know how I will receive it here. Because of course the postman will come, maybe knock on my door, I'm not here, or maybe they will leave it at the post office, but they need to contact me. So I'm not sure how it's done here in China. Some things are very difficult when you're in a non-English speaking country. Really, very difficult. And so I tried to contact Teresa like I did with Helen March. I just sent her a message and paid her through PayPal, and she sent me a PDF. But for the last week, there was no answer to why all the designers ignore me. Why? So yeah, that's why no haul this time, though I will keep trying. I will keep trying to buy these two patterns, of course. So maybe next time there will be some haul. So, and this time I wanted to give just one small shout out to the person who watches my every Flosstube, the most devoted subscriber, the person who watches my Flosstubes even though she doesn't know a word in English, my mom. It's so heartwarming and so sweet of her that every time I post a Flosstube, she's the one to watch it. She is the first one to watch it. I upload them during the night, so sometimes I can edit them only in the morning, and by the time I get to them, they're like 6 or 7 hours already airing. And of course there's sometimes some viewers, and among them is my mom. So I don't know how she catches up every time, and she always comments on them. I mean, she calls me and have some comments like, I liked your shirt, or she really liked the moment when the green picture fall on my head on Flosstube number 3, I think. So she was like, finally there was some action. I'm like, oh mom, these Flosstubes are not for action. They're like for talking and stitching. And there shouldn't be much more to see, because I want people to stitch while they watch. And she doesn't know English, she just gets some words. And so I wanted to just tell her several words. I'm sorry for my Russian. Мамуль, я очень тебя люблю. Спасибо большое, что ты меня поддерживаешь во всем, что ты меня всегда вдохновляешь своим постоянством, тем, что ты всегда на моей стороне. Ты никогда не перестаешь меня удивлять тем, что, несмотря ни на что, ты всегда со мной. Спасибо тебе большое. И, конечно, я очень тебя люблю. Посвящается тебе. So, thank you everyone who sitted through. And I will try to make next video by the end of this month. So I will give myself 2 more weeks of StitchMaynia. I will give 2 more weeks of stitching the magpies, and 2 more, or maybe even 3 more starts, I don't know. But it was a wonderful experience so far. These 2 weeks, they were amazing. And this is my first mania ever, because I just learned about it like 2 years ago. And the first mania I was just watching everyone. The second one I tried to participate, I wanted to, but I never got to it because May is originally a very busy month for me. It's my birthday, it's my husband's birthday on the 29th, it's my mom's birthday on the 30th, plus some friend's birthday on the 1st, and there is usually travel somewhere, like we tend to spend my birthday and my husband's birthday while we're traveling somewhere, visiting new places. Or last year I've been sitting through first 2 weeks of May waiting for my husband while he was hiking in Nepal. He was hiking in Nepal for 2 weeks, and they were very stressful weeks for me because he only got reception like twice a day, and he could only send me 1 or 2 texts a day or call me once a day if our time coincided and I wasn't at work or I wasn't out somewhere. So, and sometimes there were moments that he will tell me that there was some rocks falling on people or some injured tourist or someone, something like that, and the next day he wouldn't send me a message. Not because he intended not to send me a message, because the reception would be bad, or one time he lost a phone charger and couldn't charge his phone for 2 days straight. So at that moment I would panic. I would call everyone I know and just talk to them, so to calm myself down. I didn't do lots of stitching at all. Most of the time out of work, I took lots of work. At that moment, for 2 weeks, I was buried in work, buried. And at that moment, out of work time, I would spend with my friends or colleagues or talking to my mom a lot. So lots of Skype things, Skype meetings, yeah. So just not to be alone and to be stressed about his safety like that. So I didn't do mania. I just wasn't in the right mood. And this time, oh, it's such a wonderful experience. So excited to go forward, so excited to start new things. I still have one more empty slot by the end of May. There's a rabbit, then the crystal and the moon, and then something else. So maybe someone can suggest me something what they would love me to stitch, or what you are stitching right now and you think it's worth spreading through everyone, because you know how it is. If I am stitching something and I see some pictures of things of the same thing on Instagram, I'm instantly into it. I want to hear this person reviews. I want to hear was she or he changing, or what are they doing it on, or what colors they are using. It's just such an experience, such an amazing thing to compare, to relate to someone. So if you have any ideas for the last empty slot, I will be hearing. So if you like these videos, please give me a thumbs up, like this video, subscribe, okay, because I will be filming more and more and more. I have so much things to show. And of course, tell me in the comments below what project you like the most, what project you didn't like at all, what would you like me to focus on. If you have any questions, I will be more than happy to answer that. But for now, this is it, and bye bye and happy stitching!